Hey, what is going on, guys? It's me, Kwesi Asante of Yongnuo YN600 Photography, and thanks for joining me for today's video. Got some pretty exciting video to share with you today on how I edited my previous shoot, my Pink October beauty shoot that I did with my trusted Tamron 85, my Yongnuo SP light, and my Easy Glow 38-inch beauty dish softbox. If you haven't seen that video, please check out my last video on YouTube. I've got everything there, the settings, how I shot it, and it's an amazing video. You're gonna enjoy it. So if you haven't checked out that video, please do. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. I put out like behind the scene videos, tips in Photoshop and Lightroom, photography advice, and my experiences as a photographer. If there's something you'd be interested in, don't forget, smash the subscribe button, and at the end of this video, if you enjoyed it, please don't forget to leave a like and drop your comments, and let's interact down in the comment section below. So without much further ado, let's jump into this video. Let me show you how I turned this picture from this to that. Let's head on to Photoshop. I have Photoshop open right here, and this picture right out of the bat, I've already edited it in Lightroom, and just a little tweak in Lightroom. So the first thing I do is I would lighten the eyes. I have a preset over here that I bought from, I've forgotten the guy's name, but he has presets for skin retouch, basically. So I first usually do the lighting of the eyes over here. Yes, I'm going to lighten the eyes, make the eyes pop, as you can see, making the eyes pop really cool. The reflector down that I placed below also really helps. It helps bring or put some catch eyes into the model's eyes, which is very essential for beauty shoots like this. Yeah, so this is it. Let me zoom out a little bit so you can see the effect. And after that, I'm going to go to the white area, and I'm going to clean or make the eyes a little bit white. So I have it selected here. And I'm going to reduce the flow a little bit so that it looks a little more natural. It doesn't look like blown out and all too white. Just selecting my brush right here. So I paint over the white area, just a little bit, not too much, so as not to make it look very artificial. Yeah, so as I painted over some of the other sides, I'll hit the X key to deselect or change the color from white to black, so I can paint over the sides I don't need. So that is it for the eyes. As you guys can see, it looks pretty good. So if it's too much, you can reduce the opacity, which I usually do, keep at 80. Yeah, depending on how it looks. If it's too much, I'll bring it down some more. Yeah, so it doesn't look too much. I'm trying to keep it nice and clean and simple. So moving on, usually after I've done this part, you do the lips enhancer to just make the lips pop just a little bit. Yeah, usually I would reduce the brush size, or sorry, the flow, or the brush opacity, and I'll paint over it. Or even if you don't do that from the beginning, as you're done painting over, you can just reduce opacity. Like, it's either way works. So paint over the lips gently like that. And yes, and don't worry, if you paint over places that you don't need, you can just go back and select or hit the X, and the foreground color will change, and you can just paint over it and remove the part that you don't want. Yes, as you can see, reduce the opacity and keep it just a little bit. So that's it. It gives the lips a little glow and a little pop. Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for, a little pop. So the eyes are popping, the lips are popping. That's pretty good for what I need right now. Yes. So moving on to the next one, I'm going to flatten the image and move on to the next phase of the retouch. Yeah, I forgot to do. I'm going to enhance the hair color as well. After lip enhancing, I'm going to do the hair to make the hair also pop, because the hair has a very orange look to it. I'm going to make it pop a little bit so it can stand out from the image. So I'm going to paint right over it like that. Yeah, not too much, just a little bit. Just a little bit. Just need it to pop, that's all. Yeah, so that's the before and after. Reduce the opacity just a little bit to make it look so very clean and simple. And yeah, flatten the image. And the next thing I'm going to do right here, let's zoom in for a bit, is that I'm going to remove some of the spots. As you can see, she has lots of spots in her face, so I'm going to carefully remove all the spots that do not need to be there. I'm basically cleaning up the image right here, so I'm going to take my time and do this is where the chunk of the work is basically going to be. So you have to take your time and do it. So guys, I'm going to speed this part up so you guys don't waste too much time watching me remove all the spots on her face. Yeah, so stay tuned. After that, I'm going to use the patch tool to correct some of the places that I couldn't use the blemish tool to clean. Yes, those parts are a little bit tricky, so I just use the patch to go over them just a little bit. Yeah, you just have to pick your spots perfectly, and it's gonna look so good. So you just take your time and go over the places that need to be corrected, the skin tones that need to be corrected. That's all. I'm gonna remove the hairs a little bit from here. Yeah, so basically that's what I'm gonna do. That's the part I'm gonna do over here. So I'm gonna speed this part up also. Yeah, so yeah, looks good. So when I'm done, I'm going to save, Control S, and because I'm working on the layer I told you about, it's gonna when I save and I go back to the original layer, you see the before and after, it's gonna over save it so that I don't lose the original file. So as you can see, that's the before and after when you click on it. Yes, so let's go back to the layer that we're working on over here and then move on to the next stage of the editing. So I'm going to apply a frequency separation which is already preset. So when I click on, that's going to apply, and I'm going to set the radius I want. And so usually within 8, 20, 15 thereabouts is what I usually do. So apply the radius and click OK. So select on the low, and I'm gonna select some portions of the face and then apply auto filter, blur, Gaussian blur, and I'm going to select the blur individually for every part that I'm going to be selecting. So I minimize it, and then I'll see the radius so that it doesn't look too smoothened. Yes, this is not bad. So click on OK, and I'll do the same for the other side. And bear in mind, when I'm using my Gaussian blur, I select it pertaining to this where I have selected. I don't use the same. So you see, this is too much, so I'm going to reduce it. And then when you don't see the edges like that, it means it's pretty cool. So just click on OK. So you do that for the rest of the part of the face as well. Blur, Gaussian blur, and yeah, do the same for here as well. Yeah, you see, you zoom out, increase it a bit, check if it's too much, you reduce it, and I apply this. A very simple way to use frequency separation that cleans the image real good, doesn't do it too much. So that's the key right here. Is when you're applying the Gaussian blur, apply a radius that's realistic enough, not over the top, not too much. So you go over the places. So in the places that are very rough, you can use a higher radius depending on the area that you're working your art. So this portion of the cheek right here, it's a little rough, so you can increase it. You check if it's not too much, you click OK, and you do the same for the other places as well. So I usually don't use one radius for all the part of the skin that I am cleaning. Well, that's just me, and I find out that it makes my image looks okay. So that's what I stick with. So I'm going to do the same for the neck and the rest of the skin over here. Okay, so that is it. Frequency separation, then see before and after. And now I'm going to use a clone stamp tool, and I'm going to work on the places that are very rough and uneven, and I'm still working on the low layer, as you can see. So I reduced my flow to 10, and I'm going to select with Alt and brush over the parts to smoothing it out just a little bit, like even out the skin tones just a little bit. See, before and after. Yeah, so you go over it gradually, not doing too much. Select the parts that you need with Alt and brush it over gradually. You do it gradually, not too much. The key here is keeping the edits really clean and simple, not over the top. You want the face to look very rich, because Ghanaians, Africans, we have very rich tones. That our skin has a lot of pores and everything, so try to keep that rich tone in the skin. You know, I don't know if I'm making sense, but you guys get me. Yeah, you guys get me. So that's basically it. Like, you take your time and you select and you clean, and you select and you clean. You go over the places, yeah, gradually like that. To make, basically, you just even out the skin. Exactly what you're doing, even out the skin. So you take your time and you check where you feel like the skin is uneven. You select a place where it's good, and you work on it like that. Nice and easy. Before and after. Yeah, let's zoom out a bit. See where we're going with this. And it helps that when you're editing, you try to zoom out of your image, sit back and then watch, so that you are not doing too much. Because sometimes we get so excited with what we are doing that we tend to over edit the image to make it look way too like smoothened or way too edited. So you try, and as you're editing, you zoom out, look at the image, so that you know that you are on the right track. You're not doing too much. When you find out you're doing too much, you just go back and you get it done right. So that's basically it. As you're editing, you zoom out a bit, you check, you go back in, and you continue editing. So yeah, that's before and after. Looks real good, guys, right? Yeah. So the next step from frequency separation is we're gonna apply the dodge and bend over here. You guys know dodge and bend, right? So this is how I apply my dodge and bend to my images. I select my brush, and the flow is at 100%, and my opacity, usually I start from the dodge, I start a little probably 3 or 4, so that the highlights are not too much. Yeah, and a brush of 3, and then brush over like I'm applying makeup. Like the places that are light, that's where I apply my dodge to, and definitely to the eyes, so like it pops as well. So you're just basically trying to make your image pop and stand out. So the light areas, where the places are lighter, you apply your dodge gradually like that. You go over, zoom in so you see what I'm doing. Yeah, and don't forget the lips. The parts that are light or are highlighted like that, you use. So basically, photographers too, we are makeup artists. So it's ideal that you understand how makeup is done and the techniques. So when you are doing dodge and bend, it helps you to know where to dodge and where to bend. It's really ideal. I picked this thing up from Danny Diamond some time back, and he had a diagram of where to dodge and where to bend, and it has stuck with me ever since. So when you're doing makeup, you can say that, okay, no, here's a highlight area and here's a dark area, basically. So that's it. Any part of the image that I want to stand out, like it has some highlights in, I use my dodge. Yeah, I know I'm using the word pop in this video way too much. I'm gonna try and tone it down, but you get what I mean. You get my point. Yeah, I'm trying to make the image pop. Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, so we head on to the bend, and what I do with the bend is when I select the bend, like same radius, same opacity, I would increase my brush size like that, and then I'll take it over the edge, and the places where I need to burn, yeah, I'll reduce the brush size and go over it. I don't do it too much, just ever so slightly over to the sides where you need to burn. As you can see, this is basically how I apply my burn. So if you guys don't know how to dodge and bend, just look at this and keep it at the back of your head. So anytime you are doing something like this, yeah. So see where the dark parts is, but you just burn over that side, those side, yeah. And basically that's dodge and bend, guys. This is basically dodge and bend. Nice and simple. Not too much. The key to this is, guys, basically clean and simple. So as you can see, before and after, just a little bit, not too much. Just a little bit, not too much. Yeah. Then yeah, as I said, the lips, making it stand out. So I increase my brush size and then I burn into the lips to give it some dimension. Let's zoom out, and as you can see, looks good. Looks pretty good. I like the result here. Before and after, I see it's subtle. It's very subtle. Not too much, but you can see the results. So I flatten the image, and I move on to the next step of applying this a little color grade. I have so I'll save it, and when you save it, it's going to apply onto the base, the first layer that before we did we converted it to a smart object. So you see before and after, you see before and after, before and after, looking pretty good. Yeah, we are almost done, so stay with me. We're almost done. So I'm going to apply just a little color grade to it that I have these two presets that I usually use. Color tone 6. I apply like this, and this is a little basically a color grade that I apply to my edits to keep the skin a little rich tones. But when I apply it, I'll definitely always reduce it to like 20 or below 20. See, just subtle. This is something very, very subtle. And I like my teals and oranges. So usually I get that from the color tone 8. And there's a piece I bought for like some time back. Like it's a long time, like 2 years or so, that I've been playing around with. So this is basically how I use my presets, and usually it's either I do that or I do selective color. But I just wanted to do this for this image right here. And guys, don't get me wrong, you can achieve this color grade with selective color. I've said so much up, yeah, but I like how it looks. I'm gonna flatten it and move on to the final stages. As I said, we're done, like basically. So I'm going to apply just a little sharpening to my image. Yeah, so 3.5 is good. And again, as I said, I usually don't keep my stuff at 100%. I'm going to reduce the opacity just a little bit. See the sharpening on it? I don't know, the 85 was just phenomenal for this shoot. The Tamron 85, like, I'm so loving this lens run. See the detail, guys. Look at the detail. Such an amazing lens. So I reduce the opacity to like 50, 55 thereabout, and I think I like it. I like it. You guys like it too, right? Yeah. That's good. So flatten to keep it all nice and simple. And last, as I'll just take my logo and put it on there for branding purposes. As you guys know, yeah, it's a little, put it over there. So guys, this is basically my retouch for this pink October beauty shoot that I did. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed. I know this video was long, but thanks for sticking with me to the end. I know that like some of you guys have been asking about how I do my retouch and everything, and this is for all of you guys. I hope you enjoyed watching me do this. And yeah, because it was a pink October thing, I added little pink splashes over there with just basically a new layer, a blank layer, and select your brush and change your color, foreground color to pink, and just paint a little pink over there. Just move it around to give a little character. Yeah, lips feel a little pink, so I felt like it would match well with this image, and we're still going for the pink October thing. Yeah, so I just felt like adding that in there to keep it a little spice. Yeah, so this is it. Final touch, guys. This is my final touch. I hope you enjoyed it. So thanks for joining me on this video, this long retouch video. I enjoyed sharing this with you. As you guys know that I'm really excited to share stuff with you. I know photography it's hard doing photography and now creating content for YouTube and video and all that, but hey, I enjoy doing this for you, and I enjoy sharing things that I've learned with you. So don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more amazing content like this. Stay tuned, and let's keep shooting, let's stay inspired. Catch you in the next one.